Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here's the update to the 55. A lot of changes been made. Got a lot more green than we did before. And we've added a lot more hiding spots because we have some new friendly faces in this tank. So I'll bring you in close and some of the babies. Focus up, buddy. Come on now. Oh, gosh, dang it. It's focusing on the glass, unfortunately. Do we have a friend in there? Nope. But we got some more underneath here. So, there's one of the bigger ones. There's another one in the back. We have 12 Corydoras. These are a freshwater catfish. And I actually watched a video of a guy who went down to Peru. And they basically caught tropical fish. It was his birthday present, as they paid for the trip for him to go to Peru. And all he had to pay for was the guides, and maybe they paid for the guides, but he had to pay for shipping back for sure, and pay a shipping company. It cost him about $900, he was saying. But when they were going to net and they're catching, for example, Corydoras, what do we got back there? There's one back there. Let's see if there's any in the cave. There's one in the cave. There's 12 total. But when they caught the Corydoras, they were netting them by the thousands. So Corydoras will be out during the daytime in deeper water. And then at nighttime, when it's easiest to catch them, they go to the sandy beaches in the shallow water where they'll be safe from predators. So what you'll notice, or may not notice, is missing from this tank is we no longer have Mr. Rainbow Fish. Both of those have gone to my wife's new 75-gallon tank. This little treat she got last weekend. We no longer have King Pictus. King Pictus has left. He is also in the 75-gallon, and he is very well behaved. So if any of you guys have any concerns about Pictus catfish and their aggressions or anything like that, you don't have to worry. As long as they have their little cubby, their little hidey hole, they'll be fine. So the only other new fish besides the Corydoras is I want to say it's 128 Blue Phantom Pleco. And then who the heck knows, Super Red Bristlenose. Let's see if we can't find Mr. Bristlenose. He was hanging out here. He was actually just eating off this plant right before I had started recording. There's some good shots of the Corydoras. Oh, yeah. Oh, the pink gravel strikes again. Felicia at one point moved plants from her old 10-gallon tank to this tank, and I've been having just random pink gravel show up ever since because the plants had the roots into the gravel. Another one. I just pulled another one out tonight. Okay. So, I can't see the pleco, but here is another treat right there. If you look just past the coconut husk thing, is one of my ghost shrimp. I originally put 14 in here. The most I've counted since then ever has been 9. The most recently has been 6. I do see a shell floating around from time to time, so they get picked on by something. But they're doing pretty good. I mean, they've been in here for months. Now, what's new for tonight, what took a lot of effort, is we have glued down some plants. So that's Java Moss, and that is one of my, well, one of these. Hygrophila, but they're not specific. They don't give us the Latin name. So it's, and they have different strains. So I went to Petco, and they have all kinds of different strains of Hygrophila, but I knew the leaf shape and the growth pattern, so I knew which ones to get because they absolutely killed in my tank. there is 3 pieces of Anubias glued down on this new Pleco / Corridor cave. The Corridors have been going in there, but there's none in there right now. We got a couple natural rocks from the old house. Those have made it all the way over. And then on this big, beautiful piece of wood that I love and have had forever, I put 2 of the Hygrophila and some more of the Java moss. I went ahead and split them up between two patches from 1 container. Oh, there's the blue Phantom Pleco. Very hard to see. You might want to look up a picture online. See if I can brighten this picture at all. No, it doesn't help. Look at these guys. They're vultures. They're acting like it's feeding time. I just fed you before I did the shake up and took everything out of the tank to glue it down. This is a Marimo moss ball. We had considered just taking a knife to it, cutting it open, and putting it on the wood. But Felicia did some research and she said she found people were saying it won't grow on other surfaces. So we wouldn't be able to do that. So right now my favorite fish in this tank by far is the super red bristlenose. However, we can't find them anymore. Man, there are just corridors, cory cats everywhere you look. So if I could get a good picture of him later, of Mr. Super Red Bristlenose, I will. Some of these cory cats get to a pretty decent size. Look at this guy back here. Pretty good size. Now, the Bristlenose favorite piece of wood was this one. He loved the cracks and crevices. There's a big crack in the wood right there. That's where he goes. That's one of his favorite spots. Oh, it's so hard to see in there now. But that's where he liked to go before. Alright. Water will be clearing up since I shook up everything. And I replanted quite a bit. So that's where this tank stands. Possible next steps would be adding Odessa barbs. Going off of aqadvisor.com, it says my tank would be so overstocked. But with how much plant life and adding a sponge filter and the fact I have no aggression and no apparent stress on my fish, all these fish here, these black ruby barbs, rosy barbs, which are the orange ones, and these white pearl danios, which is, they're beautiful. When you can see the light shimmer off them, it looks just like a pearl, how you get that whole spectrum of color. All these fish have been with me since October, so we're going on, this is probably their start of the 6th month with me, so I probably have them for over 5 months now. These corridors, all the bigger ones I got when they're babies, they were not nearly this size here. That is tiny and terrifying. That I'm just so worried about keeping it alive, but they're killing it. They love it. Look at this little guy. They're little water puppies. That's what I call them, because they're so friendly and nice. And if you have any cory cats, they do appreciate having fish swimming above them. It's a sign. It's also known as a ditherfish, but it's a sign that there's no predators nearby. So they're willing to come out, be seen a little bit more. When there's no fish above them, they freak out. Okay, there he is. Mr. Super Red Bristlenose Plecostomus. Absolutely beautiful orange. So if we find out that this one's a female, which I'm really hoping it is, Felicia's got a male albino, and we'll look at breeding them out. Both my plecos are little itty bitty babies, and they're about the same size. Now, the only other change I made to this tank, the only other fish that have come into it, you won't be able to see them easily, well, unless we look back there with this guy doing the racetrack, are the black loaches, black coolie loaches or Java loaches. And I talked to the fish store owner, and he actually said he didn't believe it, but they do need to be in a school, so I have 5 of them now. Alright, we're getting to almost 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this video up. But if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down in the comments below, and you can like and subscribe for more tank update videos. Have a good night.